Hey there YouTube, That's here bringing you another Pokemon 6v6 real life battle. I don't know what to call it, it's not a Wi-Fi battle. It's going to be against my friend Dustin. He's going to be on the right, I'm going to be on the left. Looking at the teams, you can see we're not too serious. He brought like a Ditto, I brought a Geiger. A couple Pokemon that's kind of serious. He also brought like a Concha, that's kind of weird. Anyways, let's just start the battle. This is meant to be one of the funniest battles you've probably seen in X and Y so far. It's kind of long, but that's just because there's a bit of stalling going on. I might just skip through that because it's just both of us being stubborn. Anyways, he's going to lead off with his Greninja. I think he names it Gamakichi because it is a toad. And he's going to hit me with a Hidden Power, and it's Hidden Power Ghost. As we can see from the protein, I think it's kind of funny. He's hit me with that. I don't know what he expects me to do. I'm just going to pop a sub because I can get away with it. But yeah, this guy, Dustin, he uses a Greninja that, like, his whole plan is to use Hidden Power and all his other protein abilities, like attacks, to change his typing to match everything defensively. So, like here, since he was a Ghost type, I could hit him with a Hydro Pump. Since he switched back to a Water type, it's going to make the Hydro Pump not very effective. He wants to use like a defensive Greninja, but make it as offensive as possible. It's a pretty backwards way of doing things, but you know what? It works for it, and especially when he red cards me out through my sub. That's some pretty cool stuff. So, not lucky for him. Azumo's going to come out. He's going to protein U-turn it out. And something's going to get hit pretty hard by my huge power Azumarill Play Rough. Let's find out what it's going to be. It is going to be Gengar. So he thought the Gengar would be a great option. You know, poison resist, well, fairy, but it doesn't really matter. Like, that's some pretty serious damage. He hasn't really played competitively since Gen 4. He played a little bit in Gen 5, so hopefully he learns his lesson and knows that Gengar has no business fighting Azumarill, especially swapping in on it, at least in Gen 6. He's going to go into Talonflame, another Pokemon that can't really kill Azumarill. He probably thinks that Azumarill is the same Pokemon that, like, he fought way back when, that he wouldn't give a time of day, but now Azumarill demands total dominance, sweeping teams left and right with all its priority Aqua Jets, which I didn't need to use. I knew Aqua Jet wouldn't kill, and knew he wouldn't kill me with Brave Bird, so I went for the standard Waterfall in case he was going to U-turn again. I thought he sent it out to U-turn again, but whatever. Garchomp is here to save the day, and I know Dustin's a man that likes to use the full wall Garchomp. He decides to kill my Azumarill like first, so that's pretty smart. And I decide if he's going to use a wall, I'm going to use a wall. I'm going to send him my Gligar. This is my Evilite Gligar. I like using him because he's super cute, and he's not really that good. But Dustin's going to pop a sub, which really sucks because it's going to block my Toxic. Which is the one thing that's not even the one thing, it's the only thing that Gligar can do. And his leftovers are going to bring him back up. And right now this is a very, very bad spot. You see him go for the Hone Claws, and it's starting to get, like, really bad. I'm expecting Dragon Tails to start flying at me from everywhere, but since it doesn't have rocks up, it's okay. I hit him with an Earthquake, hoping to break the sub. It is a stabbed Earthquake after all. And it doesn't even break it, because he's full HP, full defense. And right here is where, like, you see like my face go white, because I'm like, there's no freaking way I can kill this Garchomp at all. But just switching, why would I switch? You know, I'm so stubborn. I'm confident Gligar can take some hits, you know, it's my physical wall. But that's before he starts attacking me. This Garchomp has, I think, 3 Hone Claws off right now and a sub. And there's, like, not that much I can do. He's going to hit me with an Iron Head. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't do that much. That's not that bad. But he's going to flinch me. Of course Iron Head would flinch the first one. That has a chance to flinch, of course it would. And he's back up at full now. So he's going to go for a second Iron Head. And I don't remember if this one flinches. I don't think it does. I hit him with an Earthquake. Now my Geiger's moveset's Roost, Taunt, Earthquake, and Toxic. So my plan is to taunt the Garchomp through the sub, kill it eventually with Earthquake, and then Toxic it and Roost it out. It's a pretty good plan, but it's never really going to work, because he's just going to, like, keep killing me, and there's nothing I can really do. Of course, he would get a second flinch, and now his taunt wears off. He's going to pop another sub. I think this is a turn I go for Toxic, too. Now I go for Roost. I'm a pretty smart guy going for Roost when I can. Now, I could have switched at any time into something that can kill this Garchomp. I could switch into multiple Pokemon that can kill this Garchomp at any time. But the principle is, I want my Gligar to wall out his wall, and he wants to wall out my Gligar with his wall. But he doesn't need to switch, he's the one in the driver's seat. I just don't want to switch because we're two guys having a friendly battle. I want to see how long that Glider can last against this Garchomp. But he's pretty much gonna end our little battle between walls with a full health Garchomp behind a sub. He's gonna hit me with another Iron Head. It's gonna hit a little bit harder. Luckily he doesn't flinch, but we already know that my Earthquakes don't really do any damage to this guy. And I'm just like wasting time. I'm surprised I've thought of enough stuff to talk about while this is really going on. He's gonna Iron Head again. I'm wondering what his last move is this whole time. I always thought it was Dragon Tail. That's why he's using Hone Claws instead of Swords Dance. I later talked to him after the game and realized he's not using Dragon Claw, or he's not using Hone Head. Dragon Tail. He's not using Dragon Tail. It's gonna be Outrage. Is his last one. So I'm like, wait, why don't you just use Swords Dance? That's like way better. It's not like Iron Head can miss. What are you gonna do? Miss with Substitute? So Glider's finally gonna go down. He has a full health Garchomp with like 4 Hone Claws off behind a sub and my Taunt War off. I decided since he's stuck in using Outrage, and since I know he's a wall, I'll be faster, I decided to go into my Gardevoir. I pop my Mega Stone, and I'm gonna Dazzling Gleam break this sub. At least that's the plan. Dazzling Gleam break the sub, and he's gonna have to waste a turn outraging me. So luckily for me, he didn't just decide to kill me with Iron Head, because that would suck. Since I know I'm faster, I decided to pop a Hyper Beam in his face, knowing full well that I could have one-shotted him with a Dazzling Gleam. It is a super effective attack. It's the Friendship Cannon. What Gardevoir's ability does, for those who don't know, it changes all normal type moves to fairy type moves. And then those fairy type moves then get a 1.3 boost. So it's like stabbing it and then life forming it. Alright, back to the battle. He's sent out a Ditto. He's copied my Gardevoir, and he's going to start slamming me with Choice Scarf Hyper Beams. So that's 2 Friendship Cannons that have gone off this game. We've both eaten the Friendship Cannon. And so I'm going to send up my Blissey. And so it's another wall battle. He's going to have to recharge. I think it's funny how he named it like Michael Bay. It's like Michael Bay must recharge. So I'm going to hit it with the Thunder. This is my Serene Grace Blissey, Special Sweeper Blissey. It's going to get the Paralyzed, pretty lucky for me. And now I just have to kill his like super bulky Gardevoir with Flamethrowers while eating Hyper Beam. This is the 3rd one of the game, by the way. 3rd Friendship Cannon. People really knock Gardevoir for using Hyper Beam like this, but if you think about it, a move that's a 150 power base stab goes up to 225, and then Life Orb's 1.3. That's freaking ridiculous. There's not that many Pokemon that can live. Blissey's few of them. Like, Blissey's one of the few Pokemon that can live through that Hyper Beam. And it's gonna be a long time coming before I kill this Gardevoir with my Blissey. I'm not gonna skip. We can just look at it. Because every single Hyper Beam that happens is so special. Because it doesn't happen very often. You can see though, since my item is a Chople Berry, you can see that since I don't have leftovers, he is starting to grab me down, and if he were to ever crit with a Hyper Beam, I would die. Like, there are no special attacks that kill Blissey. Like, Focus Blast don't do anything to Blissey. They do like 20%. And this Hyper Beam's doing like 55% to my Blissey every time. That's quite a bit of damage if you ask me. I think 4 or 5 went off that game, and I think that has to be some kind of world record for Friendship Cannons per second. He's finally going to go down, and now I can finally take a breather. He's sent out Clawtizer. This guy gets Wonder Launcher, which increases the power of all Pulse moves by like, I think 1.3, maybe 1.5. I think this thing's garbage. Sorry, I do. He's going to eat the Thunder. Luckily I hit. I think I get the Para. I think so. There's the Para. Yeah, like, look at this. So I should just be able to Thunder again and kill it, right? I decided to, since I'm ahead, I'm going to get more ahead, I decided to go for a Soft Boiled. And he's, the whole time, going to be spamming Dragon Pulses on me instead of slamming Water Pulses. I'm wondering, maybe is he like, Specs? Because they are doing a little bit. And is he Scarfed? Like, not really. Probably not. That's kind of stupid. Maybe he just likes Dragon Pulse. That has to be it. So I missed with my Thunder. I'm going to have to Soft Boiled again, and then next Thunder should be able to kill him. That's my plan, at least. Alright, so he goes for the Dragon Pulse. Well, this is, like, after I heal. The turns are a bit backwards. I started talking about the order of turns, like, on an off turn. Anyways, he's going to go down. It made it look like I was slower than him, even though I was faster. Alright, so Gamakichi's going to come back out. I think this is his last Pokemon. Yeah, this is the last one. He's going to Ice Beam. It's going to Protein change to an Ice type, so that means that my Thunder won't be super effective. Sadly. Let me get the Thunder. It's going to hit. Always hits. 100% accuracy. And the Paralyze is going to hit. My motto is, Swing Grace will happen 60% of the time, every time. I think it's a pretty funny way to think about it. And then I actually kill him with a super effective Flamethrower because I'm faster than he is after the Paraslow. So that was the battle I played against Dustin. It was kind of long, it was pretty wally, but I hope that I made the battle fun enough for you to listen to the whole time. I commend you on your achievement of listening through this super wally, stally video of lame walls fighting each other down with moves that are not competitive. So, hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.